All right, welcome back to another episode of Small Guys Podcast. Today we're doing the Mandalorian Season 3 and the Tetris movie. First, we'll get into the Mandalorian. We just watched the finale. I know we've talked about certain episodes. We talked last Friday about episode 7. But now we'll talk about, the finale and then the whole season and then give it a review. So, you guys ready?
Yeah, let's roll. We should also
So the one we've all been waiting for.
Yeah, also, similar to last week, we're trying a new platform, so please bear with us. We sound a little bit different. If it sounds worse, let us know. Obviously, we will change
Should
that
sound better.
immediately. It should sound better though.
Yep. So
Mando.
I guess we should talk the finale first. 41 minutes.
I'm used to
you know-
some Rotten Tomato scores or something.
Yeah, so the season as a whole has an 87% critic score and has a 50% audience score for the season. So,
As it should.
yeah, and obviously season 1 and 2 are both like in the 90s for both audience and critic across the board. So, but yeah, I looked earlier because I was just curious after I watched the finale, like what are people thinking about this season? So, like critic wise, but yeah, I want to hear you guys' thoughts. What did you guys think of the finale? Was it exciting? Was it kind of not what you expected? What do you guys think?
I mean, I could start. I thought it was.
go
I thought it was interesting. I didn't think it was as climactic as the other season finales, obviously, and I think we can all. I think we're all on the same page that this is the worst season that they've had.
Yep, easy.
Yep.
I wanna
I-
I wanna say something that my
Go
dad
ahead.
mentioned actually, because I was like, I told him that I told you guys that like at the beginning of the season, like he said he didn't think it was that great, and we were all kind of like, yeah, he's probably right. He said, and I thought this was pretty true, that this season feels like a TV series where it's like each episode, where the previous 2 seasons felt like it was a continuous flow.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I think that's really true, actually. Like, this literally felt like each episode, they're in a different area, something different. That, like, it felt more like a TV series versus season 1 and 2 did kind of feel like a nice, steady flow of a story. I don't know.
Mhm.
Yeah, it just
I
didn't feel
thought
like a
that- I thought
normal like streaming type episode, or I guess season to that extent. It did feel like it was just like cable TV, and they're like, "Here you fucking go.
Yeah.
Here's the adventure Mando's on this time," and then you
Yep.
get to the season ending, and you're just like, "All right, episode 7 was sick as hell. How are they gonna
Yeah.
top this?" And then you get there, and it's just kind of like, eh.
Eh.
Like it wasn't the worst thing ever.
No, I mean it definitely wasn't the worst.
underwhelming like a motherfucker though.
Yeah, I mean every time, and the funny shit is right when it got good, when when you see all the Mandalorians flying down and then they start doing the aerial battle, you're like, hell yeah, you're like so excited, and then of course right when they get to like shooting the shit, it cuts to another scene.
Yep.
And I'm like, dude, I literally looked up and I'm like, dude, why do they always do that shit, man? It's so annoying. And
Yeah.
thank
Yeah.
God we got more of it, you know?
But I think as
just
an
overall-
episode. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say. Actually, you go ahead, because I was gonna talk to season. So talk.
I was just gonna say, as an episode, I actually do think it was pretty good. But
Yeah.
I think from a finale standpoint, from the last 2 finales we've had, we've been very spoiled, and
Yeah.
I think we are all kind of having
especially with
higher
that season
expectations.
2 ending. Now,
Yeah.
Josh, when you say this is a good episode, do you mean in context of the whole show or in the context of this shit show of a season?
I think in the show in general, like I do think it was a good episode. I think you're right though. Like last episode was even better.
Mm-hmm.
I did like the last episode a lot.
Mm-hmm,
If I'm being honest, because I'm looking at the episodes right now, like I think from the pirate, the Guns for Hire, the Spies, and the Return, the last 4 episodes of the season, I think those were actually all pretty good. The first half of the season is what was kind of mid to me. I feel like I don't know if you guys feel the same way, but the second half of the season was pretty cool.
Well, I mean, you
I
gotta
wish
think how-
I wish the episodes were longer.
But I mean, like I said in that one other episode that we did talking about episode 7 or whatever, the start of the season is so slow and it's so there's no action in it, like nothing like insane like the other seasons. And then you go in, just think of watching how many episodes were there? 8?
8.
All 8 episodes,
Yeah.
and imagine if they would have started with those 2 episodes of Book of Boba Fett. Like him
Yeah.
getting Grogu, him
And-
meeting Ahsoka,
I
him
agree.
doing all that stuff, and getting the speeder, and like all that
Yeah.
shit. Like it just wouldn't make it like wow. Like if we were watching, I'd be like, damn, this season's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think that is actually what kind of. I mean, that's a little off topic, but that's like what carried Book of Boba Fett,
Mhm.
honestly.
Yeah.
Well, it's not even
And
off
like you
topic
said-
because I'm glad it got brought up.
Yeah. It should have been. It should have, like you said, Aiden. It would have been great if it was part of the season. The season
Yeah, it
would
would
have
have
been
been
way
such
more
a great
interesting.
start.
And you know what? I think that's why I was so fucking salty about this. Like, I wish Book of Boba Fett would have fucking flopped. Like, it almost seems like Book of Boba Fett was only going to be, like, 6 episodes and flop, and then this season was going to be 10, and they were going to give us those 2 episodes. And, like, that would have been sick as hell. But instead, they were like, haha, let's just kick these over to Boba Fett, solve one of our biggest
Yeah.
fucking plot points of this whole epic tale, and then be like, hey, let's start off super slow. Mando's out there, Grogu's with him, and it's like, great, father-son
Well,
bonding.
actually, the first episode is strong with like that big monster kind of shows up, and you kind of get to see
it's
like
a
Mando
good
flying.
opening.
But then what happens in 2, 3, 4, 5?
There's that one where the bird snatches up the
Yeah,
kid.
the dinosaur bird
That-
gets the kid, and
that
that's it.
happens.
Yeah, and then Mando gets stuck.
It was such a filler
Bo-Katan-
episode.
Bo-Katan's planet gets blown up. Not planet, little empire. Whatever the fuck she's running right through.
See, but
gets blown
that was
up.
like episode 6 when Bo-Katan's like compound gets blown up, and that
Was
should have been
it
like
really?
episode 2 or 3.
Dude, I feel like that was like
Yeah.
episode 4.
I don't think I've ever.
Well, maybe 4 or 5.
Most TV shows, I'm happy with the amount of content they got, or I want more. This could have been a 5-episode season, in my opinion.
Well, they're so
There's-
short each episode.
Yeah,
too.
I was gonna say
It's
that too.
So
Is
much
there?
filler junk.
Did they say any reason as to why they were so goddamn short this season?
Cool,
'Cause I
because
feel
they're
like-
putting all their shit into Ahsoka.
That's fair. And that show does look
And
like it's
then
gonna be dope.
The one
so-
thing that I don't
that does look
understand
cool.
is when the credits roll at the beginning, and the title of the season finale is The Return. So who the
Yeah.
fuck returned? Moff Gideon?
Moff
He returned
Gideon,
in
I think.
episode
Or maybe they're
7.
returning home. I don't know.
I guess that would
That's
make
what I
sense.
took
Yeah,
as.
I think it's.
But I was thinking that the return of Thrawn, like we are gonna get a flashback right at the end, like he's gonna just show up and he's gonna like his ship's gonna be over Mandalore,
Mhm.
and like that would have been a great season finale. It would have been like, oh shit, now we gotta wait for Ahsoka. But now who
Yeah.
knows what timeline Ahsoka takes place in?
Yeah.
And I mean,
Yeah.
I do like the fact that he's going back to season 1 Mando, technically after this season.
Yeah, at
This
the end of
felt
the
like
episode.
this season felt like the Mandalorian but the Mandalorian was the side piece. He's the
Yeah.
side character of the show.
Did you guys think Bo-Katan was gonna die when she was fighting?
I
what's his
kind
name?
of did, and I
Moff
was gonna
Gideon?
be so pissed.
I was waiting for it, man. I was like, damn, they just put this whole season against Bo-Katan, and they're about to just kill her off.
What did you guys think of like the Darksaber getting destroyed? Like that kind of broke my heart a little bit.
That's fucking lame, dude.
I know. I was like upset. I'm like, damn. I love the Darksaber. So
Yeah.
cool.
Man.
Oh, you mean this Darksaber? Hang on, I got him. I got him right here.
He's
It
gonna-
just
Oh,
it
is it
doesn't make
Rhino?
sense
This
that he
this
can just
Darksaber?
crack it.
Oh, whoa!
You got
Yeah.
the wrong character holding it though.
I don't have Bo-Katan yet.
He's got the Book of Boba Fett.
I actually did buy the.
set.
Well, now it's the Boba. What did they rename his ship? I do have that one somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
that's
Oh,
back
you
at my
have that one.
parents.
What is it?
What? It's
I
not
can't
Slave One. I know that.
Nah.
Yeah. I so to kind of talk about the episode, what did you guys think of? One of the scenes I liked a lot was when it showed all his clones. What did you guys think of that?
Yeah.
Why
it
wouldn't they
was
close
cool.
up on it though? Like they did for that one little shot. I was waiting for it the entire time.
Dude, when he opened the eyes, I was like, damn.
Yeah. What's the
But it
thing
makes
is
sense that
they're
he'd have
force sensitive.
clones.
It does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got. I mean, you got to think all the stuff that he does. I mean,
Yeah.
he also runs a multi-million-dollar chicken franchise.
He's,
CEO
runs
of
a
Vought. Yeah, I mean,
Vought,
he's a
yeah.
busy
He's a
guy. He needs
zombie.
a lot of.
Well, how much
Yeah.
cooler would it have been if all those stormtroopers or clone troopers would have been Moff Gideon?
What if they were
That
Like
would've
all of them,
It
like they
would've
started
been
ripping
cool.
helmets off, and then they were all Moff Gideon. You'd been like,
Well,
what the hell?
while I'm watching this, the like practical side of me is like, all right, the Empire has fallen. Where the hell did they get the money to get all new uniforms for the stormtroopers? Like, who's financing this?
Well, no, they were
Like-
made out of Beskar, so they were all from the mines of Mandalore.
From the planet. Yeah.
Oh, the stormtroopers were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought.
So all
only,
their
like-
suits were.
Oh, I didn't
Yeah.
even realize that. I thought he was like. I
That's
thought
why
there
it was
a
like hard
dark
for
troop.
Mando to take them all out. Like,
Ah,
Yeah.
okay.
Well,
It's
Mando
also-
or Moff Gideon's suit was sick.
Dude, Moff Gideon's suit was
It was
so
cool.
fucking
Dude,
sick.
when he pulled out that
So-
double staff or whatever, I wish
Yeah.
it would have been something crazy. Like
And I
that.
fucking I love that staff too,
It's
bro.
good.
I'll never forget when you see I forget what those droids are called, but in the third movie when they come out with those, you're like, the fuck is that?
yeah.
No, but what I
Oh,
did
like the
throughout,
General Grievous.
yeah,
guards or
his
whatever?
little
Yeah,
guards. Well, I guess not
Yeah.
little; they were huge.
they were massive. Yeah.
But what I liked about this season, it shows that not that Din Djarin's like a bitch by any means, that's still Mando, but like Bo-Katan's the fucking goat, dude. And I'm really glad that they're emphasizing that, and it's awesome, and that's why he was so quick to like give up the Darksaber, especially if it meant uniting all the different fronts of Mandalorians. But for him to be like, well, I mean, this is rightfully hers.
Yeah.
I would love to see though her screen time compared to Din Djarin's.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely.
I think they
probably-
got to be similar, right?
They're probably pretty damn close.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
But that's the
Outside
other
of
thing
that
too
first
is
episode.
that they're. I don't know if you guys heard, but they're making a tie-in movie. So Mandalorian, like Din Djarin, is going to be in a movie,
Oh wow.
and that's why they're like, well, anytime they do like they make a TV show into a movie, it never works out. But I
Mhm.
mean, I think that they get a decent path, that they're kind of sticking to that they announced not too long ago. And
Yeah.
If Disney gives the rights to someone else, it should probably be pretty good.
What did you guys see the Dave Filoni cameo at the bar at the end?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's sitting there with his cowboy hat on.
yeah, that was
funny.
cool.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of him like adopting Grogu like that? I thought that was like
pretty
a touching
but
scene.
Yeah,
I feel like it was already established.
Yeah, I kind of
I
thought
feel
the
like
same
he
thing.
already was his dad.
It's nice to get it in writing though.
I think another thing we are
The
failing
song.
to mention, the Lizzo
Mm.
Jack Black.
Oh, fuck.
And
That actual
So that-
Clone Wars episode, dude.
That is actually rated the worst episode on IMDb. So
What?
I didn't
That's
think it was
crazy.
that
It's
bad.
not that
a
bad.
whole series?
It's not.
Well, the thing
Huh?
is, is
Wasn't
that like
that
whole
bad.
series that it's like the worst rated? Because that'd be funny.
Yeah, out of the whole series. All 3 seasons, it's the
No,
worst.
I'm not
It's got
gonna,
6.3.
I'm not gonna say it was bad, but they basically just did the plot of iRobot the whole time. Right? Is that the Will Smith movie?
Basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they just did that. Especially
good
when he was
comparison.
kicking over the droid. I was like, I've seen this one before.
See, I kind of
there's a-
liked it though, because it's like it gave me like True Detective vibes in a way. Like, two
no,
partners.
I
like,
agree. But the thing was, when it came down to it, though, like I said, it just felt like a Clone Wars episode, and the acting just felt like shit. Like I remember watching it, and I was just
Really
like,
bad.
I was like, you could just definitely tell, like these is people acting. Like this doesn't feel natural by any means. Like it doesn't feel like I'm getting a Star Wars show here. Which again,
Mhm.
everything past 2000. When the fuck did Rogue One come out? 2016,
I think it was like
17,
20.
16?
Yeah, 16 or 15.
Yeah, it was
somewhere
16.
around there.
No,
yeah.
It was after.
I think it was 18.
No,
yeah,
it was
I think
16.
18.
No, it was 60 because I got accepted to college right when it came out.
Oh, congratulations.
Thank you. It was many years ago. I didn't go, by the way. I was like, all right, cool. I got the satisfaction of knowing that I could go, and I was like, all right, fuck that.
You're right.
I'm gonna go see this movie
Um,
instead.
Yeah, but see, and that's the thing too. You got to remember everything past that has kind of been shit. But then then we get Mando, and Mando is like the anomaly of everything. It's like this is fucking great, and then you get this season, you're like, ooh.
I thought Solo was okay.
The only reason I really
I thought it
love
was really
Solo
good.
is because they brought Donald Glover out as Lando. That was fucking sick.
That was cool.
That was probably the best
Yeah.
casting they could have done.
Well, let me ask you from a season standpoint, I guess, like, so I think I can say for all of us that, like, season 1 and 2, like, were amazing and that it was one of our favorite shows to watch. But
Mhm.
Mhm.
season 3 kind of being a little bit of a letdown compared to the other two. Overall, as a season, though, do you still think, like, if it was a different show, I guess, do you still think it'd be pretty good? I feel like,
No.
compared to Book of Boba Fett, this is way better, right? It's like,
Yeah,
So-
You know
but
what I mean?
it's hard though when the two past ones that came out was Obi-Wan, and we've talked about that. Obi-Wan's more of a fan service, sick as hell, loved it.
It was good.
But then you get Andor, and Andor only
Sure.
the first two episodes were slow, and then from there that show was go 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 the rest of the time. So when it comes to season 3, it's like if this was a Mandalorian, this would be shit. Like we would be mad.
But that's
Yeah.
the thing. I mean, even it being the worst Mandalorian season out of the 3 so far, it was still like entertaining. I mean, it
agree.
wasn't like something that you had to watch right away every day. Like,
Mm-mm.
on
No,
Wednesday
and
when
I
you got home.
Yeah, I think that's how I treated it. More of like when
And-
I had time.
Yeah, I usually didn't watch
And
it
that's
until
why
like
I
the
was
weekend
pissed.
at this point.
Yeah, no, that's why I was upset too because you're so excited for Mandalorian to come out. We've waited 2 years for another season. Then again, it's just kind of a letdown. But one thing I do want to talk about is the cameos, like the characters that we saw throughout the season. Obviously, we saw Jack Black, we saw Lizzo, we saw
Christopher
Tim
Lloyd.
Meadows as Colonel Tuttle, the dude from Adam Sandler movies, all those funny ass ones, Grown Ups,
Doc
all
Brown.
that stuff.
Christopher
Yeah, Doc
Lloyd.
Brown's in it. Christopher Lloyd, the goat.
And he is
We
the
also
narrator
got-
from Clone Wars, right? Like, did he narrate that shit? Because when he was talking, I was kind of like, wait a second.
No, I don't think so. But we also got Ahmed Best played Kelleran Beck, and that's a great. We didn't even talk about the origin of how Grogu was saved. I thought that was pretty sick. And if you know the story behind it, it's even it's like fan service. It's really good that they did that.
Yeah,
I'd love to show some Order 66 content.
Oh yeah, it's a crutch. We also get Brendel Hux, who was Hux in the newest trilogy. The guy that changes sides, he helps them out on episode 9. That's his dad, who's working with Moff Gideon.
That's pretty cool.
So that's pretty sweet.
I didn't even connect the dots on that.
Yeah.
What did you guys think of? What did you think of Grogu using the Force to protect them from the fire? I thought that was pretty.
No, that was sick. I love.
It looks so fake though, man. It's like you can tell they're like, I don't know. I thought some of those scenes, the fight scenes, like Mando, we've never seen him do those spinning scissor kicks and shit like that when he slided through. That was a sweet scene too.
Because usually he doesn't have to do that.
Yeah, I know, but it is sweet.
I
that
did
he was,
like
putting everything on the line.
as he was having the droid open each door, he's picking up a different weapon as he went, and then at the end he just comes bursting out with a knife in the fucking shield.
Dude, that reminded me of like John Wick a little bit.
A little bit, but it was
That's
cool.
exactly
We were watching Mando drop bodies.
Yeah. Stabbed the dude in the throat, and he fell.
Yeah.
That was cool.
There was a cool
He's trying to
scene
grab his
too,
gun.
right when the first one opens, or maybe it's the second one, where it's the two clones, and the one he gets pushed from the front and then goes backwards. He gets pushed from the back and uses that to roll right into the first guy. And I was like, all right, man, this is still the GOAT.
Yeah, that was cool watching that.
I like how Grogu's obviously getting older. He's like comprehensive now. Like he can't speak, but he can still, like.
Dude, did you guys think he was gonna speak at the end? When
I
she said
did.
that?
I
thought so.
totally thought he was
I
gonna.
waiting for it, man.
Do we think though he's gonna come out like speaking like Yoda, or do we think he's gonna end up speaking like Mando, like normal?
I don't know.
Or do we think that they're all broken to talk like Yoda, where they like say shit backwards almost?
But
Yeah, it might be their
Yaddle
species.
doesn't talk like that, so I don't think he will.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think
that's a good point.
I mean, you got to think Yoda was like the number one, whatever species he is.
Also, what's
Gandalf?
I read it probably last week. Do you guys know how old Yoda was when he became a Jedi Master, and how old Grogu is right now?
I think he was 400.
I don't, but I can look it up for you so we don't sound like idiots.
Wasn't
Nice.
Yoda like 2,000 years old
Yeah, when he
Like at the
died.
I don't.
when he
I
dies?
thought it was like
No.
4.
No,
I knew it was a few thousand. I didn't know.
How old was.
No, I feel like Yoda was probably only like 15.
He was 900 when he
I
died.
thought
Oh,
he was like
okay.
19.
Oh, okay.
He was
It's
900.
19.
He's 19 years old.
What was I gonna say?
I thought that
100.
one scene of them fighting in the sky, like that was badass, and the
Yeah.
armorers just fucking pounding people, dude. That was. Badass.
Oh yeah, dude, she was moving around like Thor, kind of the way she was
And
using
that's
that
the
hammer.
thing
and
too, is
shit.
that everyone like was predicting that she was going to be like the villain of this season, and
Well, there was that little bit where it almost seemed like she
100%.
was when Grogu came
Hey, did you
back
guys see
into
the
the
actress
ship.
that plays her?
What about her?
Nothing.
She
Just go
bad?
look.
Well, I
Uh,
was just gonna say I'm glad that they went with like, you know what, Bo-Katan can take her helmet off. And I was like, yes. Fuck, what was I gonna say? Oh, when Grogu comes back after Dinjari gets captured in like episode 2, she's like, all right, I'm gonna get rid of him for good. And I was like, she's about to fucking blow him up. Like, what is she gonna do?
I
Finally,
remember-
this little fuck is gonna die.
Yeah. Well, then the thing was, Grogu came hopping out. She's like, oh shit, what's going on here?
Yeah.
What's up,
Um,
Aiden?
Oh.
I'll tell you, dude, the one thing that pisses me off, especially at the ending, the season finale, is like, all right, obviously the Mandalorians united and they're all under like one now under Bo-Katan, and how come they still like? I mean, I understand they have their different creeds and stuff, but they have to remove their helmets. Like it just makes it so much better, you know.
Mhm.
Will they do it when
Especially
they
when
go
Din
eat?
Djarin, but especially when Din Djarin goes back and Grief Karga gives him that little hut, and they zoom in. I was waiting for him to literally take his helmet off and relax
They
with his son.
They
he
probably
won't.
have to pay those actors a lot less if they.
I
Don't show
get,
their
yeah, no,
face,
that
I
makes sense.
guarantee it.
But the main, like, all right, like we didn't see Pedro Pascal's face once this season. How do we even know that he did anything?
Ooh,
He probably
you
just
know,
went into the
really
studio and
not?
did some.
no,
Not
not at
once?
all. Because
Not
he's
once.
Mando.
No, not
He's
once.
Mando again. He's not taking his shit off.
Yeah, he's not.
But what was really cool is after watching The Last of Us, and again, Game of Thrones, I know he was in it, but that was like way.
Narcos.
It was farther back from me. I never watched Narcos. So I didn't remember his voice. So with the Mando, shut the fuck up. This close to Cinco, bro. Um, but like with the Mandalorian mask, it's like how much of that is like a filter, and then it's funny after watching The Last of Us now, and it's like, all right, you could clearly tell it's Pedro Pascal, because even like from the first season, everyone's like, oh, it's Pedro Pascal, and I was like, cool. What the fuck does that mean? Like, who is he?
You can tell from like his walk. I feel like. We didn't even talk about the IG-12, I guess. When
They
Grogu's
made
in
a
it.
big emphasis on that this season.
Yeah, and it became a thing last episode, right? Like episode 7 was when he started wearing
it became at the beginning when he first arrives.
Oh
to,
yeah, about the IG-11.
Yeah, and then they had the statue. And he's like, I want him, and then obviously they Babu Frick, whatever kind of whatever kind of species those guys are, like they're sick, and I'm glad we got to see them again. But then they give IG-11 to Grogu. He's obviously like
the pilot,
using it as a vehicle.
Yeah, and it was cool for him to be able to kind of speak in a way, and it was really funny too. Like, no, like over and over again. It's really funny.
But then,
as they're walking.
But you got to think the season starts with them like focused on IG-11, and then it ends focused on IG-11.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that doesn't make sense is that what kind of time jump was that from when he went to that New Republic base to the to his hut, So like they had to have done some bounties before that, because he had to do a bounty in order to get the head, and then he used the head to build a droid, and they did it all in that snap my finger. So
yeah, I thought that too.
Yeah, I mean it just sucks. That we get
one
some
other
filler.
thing we're kind of missing. I wanted to bring up
Skinny Pete.
There's no.
I noticed in this episode that was him.
Really?
That was him.
Yeah, it's him.
I like thought
He's
that
one of
looked
the
like
he's
him.
one of the old Mandalorians.
That's funny as hell.
on Mandalore.
No, but the episodes with that doctor, I actually liked those. Those seemed to get
Fuck
like,
off. What was that? Episode 3, where it was 30 minutes of them talking. Holy
was a good
shit!
episode.
It's longer than that.
It just doesn't make sense.
It sounds
But it's
like
cool that they have a
pretty split then.
reform, like a reformation program for like
Yeah,
obviously
like
old
I
Imperial
liked
and shit.
seeing that kind of side of it. I didn't know
This is
that
like
there was like a new Republic.
Operation Paperclip.
Yeah, and that spy girl never got
Nazis in
caught.
the US. Yeah, I know. So she's still out there. What's she gonna do? She's just
I don't know. I thought she'd get caught at the end of the
Causing
season or
havoc.
something.
Out there causing
It
havoc
doesn't make
in that
any
new
sense.
Republic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, I thought that was a cool, like, kind of fact that they implemented into that episode. But what do you
Yeah,
guys think about? What I'm pissed about is they don't show anything. Like they didn't show Moff Gideon
Please-
building his
please
armor,
be
which would have been
specific.
sick.
Oh yeah.
Like imagine the ending of one episode, you just hear like the clanking, and then you see him
Some
put that
Darth
on. You don't even know who it
Vader-ass
is.
shit.
Yeah, but you don't even know who it is. You're like, oh shit, maybe that's Moff Gideon.
Well,
Right
when
after
he
that
es-
one episode.
You're
when
saying
he
you
escaped-
wanted to be like teased at some point, kind
Yeah, like that's what makes it fun.
of. I agree.
Especially
I'm
with
not
8
disagreeing.
episodes, like you should be like, oh, like I can't wait for next week.
Yeah.
And it wasn't like that any episode.
Go
Except
ahead.
for 7.
When he escaped, I thought that they would like, I don't know, like show some kind of Mandalorian breaking him out or something, or being a traitor or something like that. I don't know. When I saw like last episode was called The Spies, I thought like one of the bigger Mandalorian characters was like a spy and helped him break
we'll
out.
Get to see
But
how he
none
got
of that
out.
happened.
Yeah,
no,
whether
that's
it was
that's a
what
good
was
point,
his name,
Aiden.
Axe or Rex, I don't know. The one guy
Yeah.
that flew up to the top and crashed a ship.
Yeah, like
I
that
feel
would be
like
cool
he
if he
had-
was a spy or something.
Yeah. Or the guy that was piloting before. Remember when he goes like, "I'm taking the ship," and he kept looking back at him.
Yeah, he was like hesitant.
I thought that. Yeah, he was hesitant, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, maybe he's a spy." But
Nah, he was
I
just
don't know,
worried
I
about
guess
his
we gotta
boy.
wait 2 years for.
To possibly know.
Yeah, no. I like how I'm kind of pissed off that they showed the mythosaur, and then Grogu's obviously force sensitive, and he can sense that the mythosaur is down there.
Yeah.
And then what was that with that weird shot going under the water and all that?
Mhm.
And then it shows the mythosaur like eyes open. It's like, oh, now we gotta wait another 2 seasons for the mythosaur.
Yeah, we have to see it next season.
Yeah,
They're gonna be
I
friends.
Because
thought
they
that
don't
this-
believe it's down there.
Yeah,
But what doesn't make any sense is that how do they tease the mythosaur and then they do that one episode 7, and they show that big ass creature come out of the water. I'm like, oh, that's the mythosaur, and they're like, oh, no, it's not. But they don't say that. You have to go watch a YouTube video for the nerds to be like, hey, it's not a mythosaur. I'm like, all right, I thought it was a mythosaur the entire time.
Okay. I didn't even think of that.
Nah, I did.
Well, because I figured
what are
like,
the kind of
characters
big
would
ass
freak
creatures
out.
are there on that planet and they don't see them from up in space? When you're in the atmosphere flying down, you should be able to see that big ass thing.
Yeah, but I feel like the characters would have been like, "Oh my god, a mythosaur! They do exist." So that's why I didn't.
That's
think
why I was waiting for it. No one said a word, so I was like, all right, maybe it's not.
And then
Yeah.
then one Mando looks at a
Bo-Katan
different
technically
Mando.
saw it.
Yeah.
They're gonna show
So-
the mythosaur, and then one Mando's gonna look at a different Mando and be like, "We're gonna need a bigger ship." I was waiting for
I don't like
that.
gods.
Well, that's kind of how that one episode was with when they were on Mandalorian. She saves them from the like waters. It was kind of like Jaws.
Yeah. Yeah, when he got pulled in.
Yeah. It doesn't make any sense because how the hell did he get pulled in?
I don't know.
They didn't explain it.
Broke
But
the
this is where they
question.
grab him. Yeah.
But I
We
think we
want
got
to,
to everything we wanted to talk about, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah, we can hit
Okay.
scores.
I mean, we can. I want to mention, like I said before, they're doing a movie, so we're obviously going to get Ahsoka, Mandalorian, and whoever else. Obviously, going up against Thrawn or whoever the new big. bad
Ahsoka is the next show, though, right?
Do you think
Yeah.
this movie's gonna tie in Cal from the games?
Yeah, I think Ahsoka will.
Probably.
But then again, Ahsoka's also going off of, not Clone Wars. What's the other one? Rebels.
Rebels.
So it's kind of like identical to Rebels. So I mean, it doesn't really make any sense.
Yeah, but technically, doesn't
But,
Rebels connect to Clone Wars? Like, isn't it all connected?
I assume so. But,
Yeah, I saw from the Disney or Star Wars event that they had a couple weeks ago that I guess Taika Waititi's still getting like a movie for Star Wars, and then I saw that the Andor panel was like all of 20 minutes, like they had nothing new to show, which is weird because that show, the first season, everyone that watched it loved it, and it's got.
I don't know if it
confirmed
was
for
that
season two,
successful
so-
though.
Well, I mean, they're doing a
Obviously, it's
season
not doing
2, so
Mandalorian numbers. Yeah.
yeah,
But,
but still, I was shocked to hear that.
Which
see
it
that
should
they
be
dropped,
doing Mando numbers.
They dropped Kevin Feige's Star Wars movie.
I saw
They
that. Yeah.
canceled it. Yeah.
Fucking nerd.
But no, they do have. I was listening today. They have a new movie called like The Dawn of the Republic or something like that,
I heard about
and
that.
it's like Rey training a new Age of the Jedi.
Oh, good.
Yep.
And who's writing it? Dave Filoni's writing it, or no, the guy that wrote Logan's writing it.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm a little
So
excited.
yeah, let's see.
No,
Alright,
man.
Brian might
All
be
right,
saying
I
it
might
now.
fuck with it.
His
Again,
name was
again that new
James Mangold.
trilogy.
James Mangold.
New
Yeah. I love how
trilogy
Brian
is
talks
not
about it
good.
like he's not going to go see it.
Yeah,
I know.
it's gonna be
Ah.
good. But they said that it's like wiping and
movie
fixing
podcast.
all like the newest trilogy.
Oh, I'm gonna
Like, they're
go.
Just doing a fresh one.
Oh, he's going to buy the Lego set,
Just
too.
not Night of.
Oh,
Next
you'll
day.
show him.
I will. I will.
That'll show him.
I'm gonna make one of you
But yeah, we can
fuckers-
get into
I'm
scores.
gonna make one of you fuckers FaceTime me from the theater, so that way I don't have to pay for a goddamn ticket.
We've never
We
done
don't
that for the
condone
record.
recording, but we might FaceTime the entire.
Oh, just wait till we review
That's
Tetris,
different.
man. I got a funny
Yeah.
ass story.
Brian, you go
Um,
ahead.
All right,
Start us off,
so
Bri.
for this season, all right, so again, I don't want to completely shit on this. It's no Book of Boba Fett, but when it comes down to
Do
it,
you like Kenobi more?
I was about to say that I'd fucking jump in my
Oh,
gun.
sorry.
You know, it's cool, bro. I thought I was going, but whatever.
Me just go.
But again, it is a Mandalorian show, and the expectations are a little higher. I didn't have my expectations so fucking high after that Luke thing because it's like, okay, that's a one-off. We know how this goes. We're not going to be able to match that. Cool. The idea of them doing 2 episodes that were basically Mandalorian and Boba Fett was kind of like, ah. And then you get this season, you're like, okay, you fucking assholes. Like, we probably could have just kept those from Boba Fett, put them in here at the beginning. Great beginning. Watch Mando go on his redemption arc to become fully Mandalorian again. Find the waters of Mandalore. Like, that'd be sick. But again, at certain points, very underwhelming. The episodes were very short this time around. Like, Josh would text us, like, oh, episode's 40 minutes. It's like, cool, that's 10 minutes end credit, so we got a quick 30-minute episode here. That shit kind of pissed me off. But again, all in all, not terrible. I don't think it was better than Obi-Wan. I'll say it. I'm a sucker for that one, though. It was fan
Me too.
service, and they got me good.
Oh,
Andor
very good.
also fucking cleared this season. So with that being said, I think comfortably I can give this season a 71 out of 100.
Nice.
Nice.
It's a good score.
Actually, Brian, will you give? Actually, all 4 of us that are on this, let's all give Obi-Wan a score because that was actually on our first episode ever,
Mm-hmm.
but we didn't give scores yet. for whatever reason.
It's been so long since I've seen it though.
And
I know,
think
but I'm curious.
where
I wanna
I'm
hear.
at
We
with
did
it,
actually do it, but we
where
never
I'm
gave it
at
stars.
with it right now, I think I gave it around the 80s this time, or last time around too. But I would give Obi-Wan like an 84. Having this much time to sit with it,
Okay.
yeah, it was a fan service, but it was sick as hell. Like, I loved it. And I love the idea of them bringing back both Ewan McGregor and fucking
Yeah,
Hayden
awesome.
Christensen. Like, that's fucking sick. And also, Hayden deserved that love. I feel like he didn't get all that love until many years after the fact, once like people like
Yeah.
us could grow up and actually talk about it, you know? Because episode 3 would have came out when we were 6, 7, something like that.
roughly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like we weren't really talking about it as much, but no, it's cool now to see that he gets that love. And yeah, so Obi-Wan 84.
Nice.
Are we just giving scores right now or what?
Yeah.
I'll tie it in. No, I'm gonna go on my what I thought about season 3 of Mandalorian. I mean, we basically already said everything, but I feel like this was definitely a filler season. You know, you weren't excited every week to watch the next episode. I mean, you honestly were, just to hope that it would get better, and it sadly didn't. So that's why I was upset. But I mean, I love Mandalorian. I mean, that's literally the thing that resurrected Star Wars, and it's a shame to see that it's, like I said, I mean, it's not the worst thing I've ever seen on TV, but it just, out of 3 seasons, it's by far the worst. And I just felt like it had a lot of missed opportunity. I think they went more, like you said, it felt more like a TV show instead of like an ongoing story and more of like a movie feel compared to the first 2 seasons. I feel like there was a lot of character development in the first 2 seasons compared to this season for Din Djarin. Like, I mean, we don't see him do anything besides, you know, obviously get like reestablished as like a full-on Mandalorian. But one, we didn't see his face at all, which I understand. I mean, that's like his religion or whatever, his shit that he lives by. And I think we saw a lot of Grogu, but we didn't get enough. Like, you know, like we don't see him do anything insane. And I feel like that's kind of like a letdown. Bo-Katan was sweet. I thought the cameos were obviously cool, but then again, I mean, if you could replace those cameos with all those great actors that we love with more action, better storytelling, I would take that 100%, 10 times out of 10. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely the least ranked season out of the 3. I'm excited for the 4th season. I mean, not as excited as I was previously, but I mean, I think Ahsoka will do a good job, and I'm excited for that. But yeah, I feel confident giving this an 85 out of 100.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, you got to think the shots were good.
That's
Like
fair.
the CGI in Mandalorian is top tier. We don't see anything better than that.
Yeah.
While you're there too, Aiden, can you give a Obi-Wan score? We did review it. Like I said, I think it is our first or maybe second episode.
That's
It's definitely
crazy to
fan service,
think
but the
about,
more
bro.
that I sit on it,
I know.
and the more that I think about it, I think it deserves an 88 out of 100.
Nice.
Let's go.
I think that it
That's what I
was
was thinking
great, man. Like, even going back, like, I really hope that it lit the spark for Hayden Christensen to get his own Darth Vader show. And imagine if they
that'd be
dropped
so
an
cool.
8-part or a 6-part like miniseries, just calling it Vader. Like,
No.
that
But
would
they
be the
gotta make
hardest
it
shit ever.
MA, bro. They gotta make it MA, so
100%.
that way we could see him just smoking everyone. Because again,
Yo,
from it's not
100%.
even really the movies, but it's more so all the other lore between games and between books and comics and shit that have came out. Vader is that fucking guy, dude. Like, he can
Yeah, he's
smoke.
terrifying.
And I brought it up on the Obi-Wan episode. There's that one panel where it's like, give it up, Vader, you're surrounded. And there's like 30 rebels. He goes, all I see is a bunch of dead rebels. Next cut in the comic is just rebels laying around him and him walking away unscathed. Like, we need that.
100%.
It's not canon,
That's
though.
what I really liked about Obi-Wan, or not. Yeah, it was Obi-Wan. Was how dark it was. Like, it was definitely mature. When he's dragging him
was.
through the glass and shit, and he's going through the town, just like terrorizing everyone. Like, that's the darkest we've seen Darth Vader. You know?
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, besides Order 66, but whatever. Other than that, the one thing I want to add to Mandalorian season 3 and Star Wars in general after episode 3 is the fact that we don't see anyone lose any limbs. How is Bo-Katan sitting there, or Moff Gideon, and she's not chopping his arm off or doing something like that? Like, you don't have to show blood. They never show
Beskar
blood
armor.
in any other ones. But it doesn't matter. She has the dark saber. It cuts through it. And it's just a fact, like, I don't know. It just, they need to bring back, especially in this newest trilogy or newest Star Wars movie that they have going with Rey and all that. someone's got to lose a fucking arm, a hand, something.
So,
Like that's what made the original like Star Wars movies like what they are today.
Yeah.
How we got all these fights and no one's dying. Like we lost. I mean, think of how many deaths there are in the first 6 movies.
yeah.
Yeah.
Qui-Gon Jinn, Dooku, Palpatine. You get Darth Vader's death. You get Luke's hand chopped off.
Yeah.
Like, it's just I don't know. They need to bring it back. What's his name? Jango Fett gets his head chopped off by Mace Windu. How sick is that? They don't do shit like that anymore. They gotta bring
Yeah.
it back, man. That's why it's dying.
Yeah, to talk about the season and what I liked, I just like I said, I think the second half of the season was a lot stronger than the first. I think most of the season will probably be a little bit forgetful. I kind of wish I was thinking about it earlier. It would have been cool instead of getting like a Book of Boba Fett show if we got like a Bo-Katan show instead, and that's what the storyline could have been. And then Mando season 3 could have been something a little bit different because I just felt like,
Boba
she's a
Fett
really
could have
really
been.
cool character.
I was just
What'd you
gonna say Boba Fett could have been like a 50-minute one of the like
Yeah, special or
something
something
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so like because I liked her story a lot and I liked the character a lot, but it's just like I'm here for Mando and Grogu, and it's just like sometimes it felt like they're sidelined a lot of the time. I understand that they're trying to get their home planet back, and then, like I said, I do like the character Bo-Katan a lot, but it would have been cool if she just had her own show and like we could have enjoyed that for that, and then Mando season 3 could have been something. So I was thinking
I
about
think
that.
if she had her own show, it would be good.
Yeah, for sure.
I would
And,
watch
and
it.
like I said, I liked her scenes and stuff. It was just like I don't know. I kind of missed, the gang, right? So, to reiterate too, I think Moff Gideon coming back, badass. Suit was badass. The clones are badass. That was all really cool and exciting. So those last few episodes, I was a really big fan of. I'm gonna give the season a 76 overall, and then I think I'll give Obi-Wan an 80 overall. I did like Obi-Wan a little bit more. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that show was only 6 episodes, but those last 2 were like incredible. Like that last fight that they had was like that. I still watch clips on that on YouTube. I've not rewatched the show since we've reviewed it, but there was moments like that was really cool. So yeah, that's kind of where I've fallen on this season. I think we all agree though. I mean, are we all in agreement that it's season 2, 1, and 3, or do you like season 1 more? Okay,
I feel like
figured
I
that.
feel like I could go
1,
1, 2, 3.
Really?
See, but I haven't watched the first season since it came out.
Yeah, me neither.
Yeah,
It got
2020.
leaked, so I don't even remember.
Yeah. Okay.
The first,
But no, I mean,
The
you
first
also got to
season
take into
was not
consideration for
2020.
Obi-Wan.
Mhm.
We got young Leia, which is sweet. People hated it. I loved it. I thought it was sweet.
Yeah, and I woke up one morning and got in a fight with Spencer about it like 2 weeks ago, and he's like, "Leia was like a main character," and I go, "It's like Obi-Wan was the main character. She was just kind of there."
Yeah, but I mean, it just makes so much more sense that she relies on him, especially in A New Hope. Obi-Wan, you're the only one who can save us.
Yeah. I guess I'll finish this off. Give the score. Josh, did you say Obi-Wan? I'm sorry.
Yeah, I said 80 for Obi-Wan.
Oh, nice. Sorry, I missed that. But
That's
with Mandalorian season 3, these guys have said most of it. I will say that I liked it a little bit less, just because I felt like I was bored. I don't know. Maybe I have ADHD and I need Subway Surfers on the.
That was only certain episodes, though, right?
to
You watch Family
Boring
Guy.
ass episode.
to be entertained.
He's watching Family Guy at the same time.
I need something fucking Coco Melon in the background layered on top of this to keep my eyes locked in on the TV. No, not really. But I don't know. I didn't really care for this season as much as the other two. Like I looked forward when season 1 came out and I watched the first episode. I was like, whoa, this show's awesome. So I looked forward to season 2. And when season 2 ended, obviously on a high note, and we all knew like they're not topping that. I'm okay with that, but it felt like they didn't even deliver like within like the same realm this season. Like, give me a little close there. Give me tease. I think like Aiden said, tease me a little bit each episode. Give me something to look forward
So
to.
simple to tease someone.
Just tease me. Give me something to look forward to because the episode. Yeah, just a little tickle. Because these episodes would end, and I wouldn't even care. I'd be like, "Oh, all right, I guess I'll catch."
And
the
I
next
used to love watching the art at the end. I don't think I watched one of them.
Yeah, I didn't. So I didn't care for it. I'm gonna probably fall. I forget what the critic score was, but I'm gonna fall a little bit closer to it. I think it was in the 50s or 60s. I'm gonna give this a 68 out of 100. I can't throw it in that 70 plus range. I don't know. I didn't care for it as much, and that's just me. As for Obi-Wan, like I said, to throw our scores out there, I'm giving it the same as Aiden, actually, at 88 for Obi-Wan. I feel confident with that. That was a great show. If you have not seen that, like Star Wars, watch that. If you'd like to hear us at our first attempt at a podcast, scroll all the way down to episode, I believe, 1 was Obi-Wan.
Yeah,
and you can listen to that.
Well, the first one with
Yeah,
all
we
of
should-
us, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and
Real
we
quick-
should say too, the first week in May we're doing Return of the Jedi, and then we're doing our
Yeah.
Star Wars tier list too.
We're all
so-
getting together. We're gonna smoke some Skywalker OG, and then we're gonna go ahead and moonwalk on the Death Star and talk about our favorite Star Wars movies.
Wow, that was a lot of references.
I'm about
all
to
in one
smoke my
sentence.
dark vapor cart.
There you guys go.
But real quick, I want to add 2 things. What did you guys think of Moff Gideon's death? If he's dead.
He's not dead.
If they bring him
His
back,
clones,
it's
so his
fucking-
clones, he'll be back. He'll be
Yeah.
back.
I'll be
He
back.
flooded his clones, I guess.
We watched
I
that
assume
man
he's
walk
back.
away after getting blown up.
But I
by
thought that,
Mexican
like,
dude in a
alright,
wheelchair.
like, she kicked some. I wish Grogu would have just pushed him off with the Force. That would have been sick.
No,
But I
because
mean,
then that
you
would have
guys
been the same level of fucking Brienne of Tarth
you'd been
getting
Sith.
killed.
No,
What
he
was her
would've been,
name?
like, Grogu Sith if he just pushed him off the ledge.
He goes, "What? I'm not a
Shoots the dark side.
Jedi."
His eyes turn or yellow. But I also, the one thing that we didn't mention, and I was waiting for the entire final battle with all them on that platform before, like, obviously he does the Force and all that, was Grogu has that chainmail Beskar armor on, and he's shooting at him. I wish they would have showed him get hit. And then,
Wow.
obviously, the chainmetal, like, saves him, because that's what it's for. It's Beskar.
This guy's an
Oh,
asshole.
so this guy wants to see
No.
Grogu get shot.
But that,
Okay.
that's what brings the story in, man. That's how you bring people in.
That would've
I
been
get it,
cool.
eh?
That
It
would've been
makes
cool.
it makes someone get on the edge of their seat. They're like, "What the hell? They just kill Grogu?" And then no,
Wow.
he's fine. He's got.
I was
chainmail
waiting
on.
for Mando to hit
That's what the
that
point of
line.
it is.
I was waiting for
That'd
Mando to
do
hit that
horrible
line
for
from
toy
Fast and the
sales.
Furious, where he was like, "The street always wins," and then stomps on the ground, and fucking Moff Gideon just falls. I wanted that to happen.
But
Someone
then,
accidentally
dude,
steps
remember
on Grogu,
season
kills
2
him.
when they have him in the bag and they're kicking the shit out of the bag and punching it? Like, it's no different. I think that
Oh,
would have
man.
made this series a lot better. I think it would have been a great.
What a
little-
season!
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna have Aiden
Hey,
go
Disney-
talk to
Disney,
our
you need
psych
help
doctor
writing?
after this.
No, Disney, you need help writing season 4. Hey, I'm here. I'm not going anywhere. So.
But all right.
Awesome.